Hey guys, kia ora, whakalofa atu, and no mai hoki mai. Welcome back to this week's podcast episode. As always, I am so glad that you are here. I'm so grateful that you are here. Ngā mihi nui kia koe. Thank you so much for being here. And this week's podcast episode is all about practicing self-love this holiday season. And it's actually going to be the last podcast of the year. Stay tuned till the end. I'll talk more about that. But I want to talk about it. I want to talk about practicing self-love during this holiday season because it's so easy for you to get caught up in this holiday season that you don't practice self-love, that you forget to put yourself first, that you forget to tune in with yourself and ask yourself, how are you doing? Do you need anything? Where do you need support? What do you want to do? Not what your family's telling you to do, or not what everyone's inviting you to all these events and stuff are telling you to do. It's like, what do you actually want? So it's so important during this time that you be kind to yourself, you be kind and you say no. Say no when you mean no. Set those boundaries. If you don't want to go to that Christmas party, please do not go. If you don't want to go to that New Year's Eve party, please do not go. If you want to spend Christmas at home by yourself, do that. If you don't want to buy Christmas presents this year, do that. If you don't want to go to the auntie's house that always talks shit about your weight, do that. Do what you want to do this Christmas. Practice self-love. And what self-love means is that you're putting yourself first, that you're not abandoning yourself, that you are taking care of yourself, that you are loving yourself, that you are tuning in with yourself during this Christmas period. So I want you to practice self-love. What does that look like? Saying no. It looks like not buying gifts for people when you can't afford it, not putting yourself in debt for these people, for these gifts, because you want them to think a certain way of you or because you think you should do that. It's like, no, practice self-love and don't put yourself in debt for Christmas presents you can't afford. Have conversations. Sorry, I can't afford that this year. Sorry, this year, I'm actually choosing something different. I'm choosing to put myself first. I'm choosing to save money. I'm choosing to, invest in myself. I'm choosing to go on holiday. I'm choosing to whatever instead of buying Christmas presents. And know that that doesn't mean anything different about you. You're still worthy. You're still a great person. You're still kind. You're still caring. You're still enough. You're still an amazing person. So don't buy the Christmas presents if you don't want to buy the Christmas presents. Don't feel like you're obliged to buy the Christmas presents. Go to someone's Christmas dinner when you don't want to. Go to someone's New Year's Eve party. Go to someone's New Year's party. Send someone a, present or whatever. Buy people presents. You don't have to do these things. This is what self-love is all about. Not stressing yourself out. Being present with yourself, asking yourself what you need, what you want. What do you want to do this Christmas? What do you want to do this New Year's? You don't want to go to, your dad's side of the family, your mom's side of the family, your aunties and uncles and all these different Christmases. And maybe you've got, different parents. You've got to go to one parent, one other, stepdad, stepmom. Maybe you're the one that's been divorced or, your kids. You've got to go to this side and it's like, no, what do you want to do? So tune in with that. I also want to talk about the guilt around meals, guilt around what you're eating, telling yourself, oh no, you're bad, or telling yourself, oh, diet starts in January. I'll start my diet in January. I'll lose weight in January. I'll look after myself in January. I'm so naughty. I'm so bad. Oh, I'm overindulging this Christmas season. Fuck it. I'm just going to, binge out like I always do. And then next year I'm going to go on this really restrictive diet. It's like, no, tune in with yourself. Have that self-love. Do you want the freaking cake and the pavlova and the barbecue and all the things? Do you want that or do you not? Why are you eating? Are you emotionally eating? Are you eating to hide away some pain or whatever? What is it? But I don't want you to have guilt. No guilt. No being naughty. Around food. It's like, fuck that. No, we're choosing not. That's not a part of self-love to guilt yourself into, the way you're eating and things like that. It's like, no, practice self-love. You can eat freely, having that food freedom, knowing that whether you eat fucking 10 slices of pavlova or fucking all the barbecue and potato salads and taro and chop suey and all the things, that does not change your worth. That does not mean you're a bad person. That does not mean you're overindulging and you're a fat, disgusting pig and you need to punish yourself in the gym and you need to starve yourself in 2025. You're starving yourself. You're going to go on these crazy restrictive diets. It's like, no. Practice self-love. Love yourself. It's okay to eat all the food. And also, one thing that I do a lot is like, I think about like, do I actually want to eat this, or am I just eating it because it's here? Am I just eating it because I've been told that I should eat this food or whatever? It's like, what do I want? Why am I eating this food? Is this food going to help me be the best version of myself tomorrow and the day after? Does my highest version of myself want this food? Do they eat this kind of food? And not like your highest version of self does not guilt yourself in eating. And eating food and having yummy and bad food and all the things. It's like, nah, fuck that. You're not taking that into this holiday season. So practicing self-love there. Shutting down the weight loss talk, shutting down people commenting on your weight, all the things, that's practicing self-love as well. When someone comments on your weight, like I said on last week's episode, it's like shutting it down. Hey, no, please don't comment on my weight. Hey, no, that's not okay. Don't comment on my weight. Hey, no, I'm not having this conversation. No weight talk in this conversation right now. Setting those boundaries for you, saying things about that for you. And also I want to talk about like this pressure to look a certain way when you go to these events. Oh, you have to show up like this because you're going to this family event. It's like, no, fucking show up how you want to show up. How do you show up? What do you wear? Not what you think is acceptable. Not what you think looks good, not what you think you're doing these certain things because you don't want someone to comment on this and that and this. No, show up as yourself. And if you can't show up as yourself in that space, do you really want to be there? Do you really want to be in a space where you can't show up as your fully expressed self? That's when you actually sit there and you think, do you want to go to this place where you can't be yourself? You can't wear what you want to wear. You can't just fucking exist without people commenting on your weight. You can't have a good time. You're fucking walking on eggshells. You're looking in the mirror. Oh, am I okay? You're watching what you say. You're fucking stressed the fuck out. Is that how you want to have your holiday season? Is that how you want to celebrate Christmas and New Year's and all the things? No, practice self-love. Do not go. Practice self-love. Wear whatever the fuck you want to wear. Practice self-love. Speak up for yourself. Set your boundaries. Practice self-love. And I also want to talk about like the traditions you do and things like that. Look at the way you're doing this holiday season. Is it how you want to do it? Or is it what's been passed down from generation to generation to generation? You're like, actually, fuck, I hate this tradition. I don't want to do this tradition, but because it's always been the way. No, it stops at you. You don't have to continue that tradition. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. Have a look around. Are these Christmas, New Year's traditions, are all these things, are they what you want to do? Or is it just being passed down and you're like, yeah, we'll just keep doing it because that's what we do in this family. It's a tradition. It's like, no. Do you want to pass that down to your kids? No. Stop the tradition here. You don't have to do that shit. You don't have to host every year if you fucking hate hosting. If you hate hosting all your family and friends at your house, it's stressful. You got to buy all the food. You got to clean up after everyone. Everyone's like fucking, all the things. It's like, no, I actually want to have my own space. I'm not going to host this year. Can you have it at someone else's house? Can you have a low-key one, like doing what you actually want to do? And that's including like gifts. The type of gifts, oh, we have to spend this amount of money because that's what we've always done. I have to buy this kind of gift for this person because that's what they gave me. Oh, I have to do this for my kids because I didn't have this growing up. So I have to fucking stress myself out and go into debt to buy my kids these presents because I didn't have that growing up. I have to, because she spent 200 on me, I have to spend 200 on her. Oh, because it's like, fuck, no, you don't have to do any of that shit. And also comparing yourself with gifts, a lot on social media, like this time of the year when people are wrapping up and they're celebrating their year and they're like, these are all the things I did, or it's at Christmas and it's like, these are all the gifts I got. It's like stopping in that comparison. Do not compare yourself to someone else's life just because they got more gifts than you, just because they had more people around them during the Christmas, time, or they had more, I don't know, drinks and family at New Year's or whatever. It doesn't mean you're less than, you're not worthy, that you're not good enough because you only got one present or you didn't get any presents or whatever. Like, no, stop comparing your Christmas, your New Year's to other people's. You don't know their whole life and you are not them, and you get to decide. Buy your own presents. Buy yourself presents. Don't celebrate Christmas. Don't celebrate New Year's if you don't. Don't compare your accomplishments as well to someone else's. They didn't have the same year that you had. They had a whole different year, and have compassion, have self-love for yourself that you did the best that you can. Did you achieve all the goals? No, maybe you didn't, but what goals did you achieve? Or what did you learn from 2024? You fucking survived. That's fucking good enough, right? You survived 2024. You're here today. You're listening to this podcast. I think that's fucking brilliant if you ask me. And it's so easy to compare, but please do not get caught up in that comparison loop. That, she did all these things in the same year I had and all. No, you don't have the same year. And you did the best that you can, and you're navigating things. And are you trying to be a better person? If you say yes to that, then great, that you did the best that you can. Do not compare. You are not behind. You're right where you are meant to be. And don't allow these conversations you have around this time of year that you didn't do good enough, or you didn't do enough, or you don't know your purpose, or you're stuck, or you're behind, and all the things. It's like, no, fuck, I did the best that I could. And these are the amazing things that happened. And I'm going to celebrate achievements, big or small. I'm going to celebrate fucking being alive and being happy and being well and being healthy. And I'm going to be grateful that I fucking paid my bills every day of the year, and that I have a beautiful home and I have a beautiful partner and all the things. Like, there's always things to celebrate. There's always gratitude to be had there. And please don't fall to the pressure of, in 2025, I have to be like this. Enjoy your fucking Christmas, New Year's. Enjoy it. Bask in the year. Enjoy the time with your family and your friends. Be present. Be intentional. Spend the time with your kids. Please do not stress out about Christmas and all the things. If you can't afford it, sit your kids down and let them know, hey, I can't afford it. Mommy can't afford it this year. But know that I love you, and know that just because you didn't get an Xbox like you fucking, or PlayStation like your friends maybe did, that doesn't mean they're more loved or they're more, or whatever it is. And it's like having those conversations. Don't stress yourself out. Practice self-love. Set those boundaries. Speak up for yourself. All the things. Now, this was quite a big episode, but I wanted to love and link you with like all the tips and tricks over the holiday season. It's like, fucking practice self-love this holiday season. Tune in with yourself. How are you feeling? What do you need? Do you need to cancel Christmas? You're like, fuck, I can't do it. Actually, I'm not coming. I need time with myself. I need to be with myself. Hey, reach out to a babysitter. Can you take the kids? Hey, mom and dad, can you take my kids for a bit? Hey, I need a break. It's too much. Fill your cup up first, and then you'll come in nice and strong for everyone else. But you've got to put yourself first. You've got to practice self-love. You've got to fucking, please just look at your life and make sure, are you serving yourself first? Don't abandon yourself. Make sure you are serving you first, and everyone else gets whatever's left. So in saying that, I love you so much. I want to celebrate you for everything that you've done this year. And just know, you don't have to always be doing things. It's just being a part of life, enjoying life. Amazing fucking achievement. Being still, being present, loving on yourself. Amazing. There's always things to celebrate. But in saying that, I am practicing self-love this holiday season by taking a break from the podcast. I'm going to be off for a month from the podcast, so I won't be back till about the 21st of January. Time for me to refill my cup and all the things, and I think it's going to be a good time for me to just have a month off, so that when I do come back to the podcast, I come back strong and answer all the things and help you guys, and all the things, just putting in my all to this space. And I'm hoping I have a team by then who can help me with editing and uploading and all the things. So yeah, I'll be back on the 21st of Jan. And I think if you need me, like, this is a good time to go back to the other podcast episodes, have a look through my podcast episodes. I have not taken a week off since I started this podcast, and it's been over 2 years since I started. So I was like, you know what? I need to take my own advice and I need to practice my own self-love. And what do I need during this time? I do actually need a break from the podcast. So I'm taking a month off. It's the only month I've ever taken, like the only time I've ever taken off this podcast. And I'm not going to lie, there are things coming up there for me that I'm working on behind the scenes. But just know that I love you. Please take the time to go look at other episodes I've had. There's over 100 different episodes there that I know that will help you. Yeah, there's a lot. There's some talking about, lose weight off your 2020 for resolutions, which is the same for 2025. That's how I feel. I still will be online on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, all the things. I won't be as present as I normally am. Because I am stepping and I'm evolving into a new leash. And what that new leash looks like is practicing a whole new level of self-love. And that looks like less time on social media and all the things, and giving and making sure that I'm giving to myself and taking time for myself and being present for myself. So I'll be on those platforms when I can. One place you will catch me though is in Destination Self-Love. If you need help, if you want to love yourself, love what you see in the mirror, know that you are worthy as is, be confident in your freaking body, have the mind freedom from fucking weight loss and dieting and all the things, the self-criticism and chasing weight loss and all the things, you need to come into Destination Self-Love. I will still be in there during this whole period. I'm giving my all to that space because I love it fucking so much in there. So I will still be in that space. You can come join me. We have a 3-month, 6-month, or 12-month option to come and join me. And yeah, that is all. I want to wish you a fucking Merry Christmas, a self-loved, amazing Christmas, and a fucking Happy New Year. And I can't wait to talk to you in 2025. All I know is 2025 is going to be fucking huge. Let's go. I love you so much. Ka kite, koikia.